Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Commentary. I am Terry J. Thank you so much. So many new people are following the channel, and I truly appreciate that. Don't forget, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And also, there's a notification button because when I post videos, I want you to get alerts to know when it happens so you can be the first to watch it. Or at least second, third. It doesn't matter what number you are to watch it. I just want you to interact. So without further ado, the Orange Bowl. I know it's taking me some time to get to this video, but we got to discuss it. Georgia, Michigan, who's going to win it? Let's go. All right, so we're looking at it's going down Miami, Florida, December 31st, Orange Bowl, and it's going down between Michigan and Georgia. Honestly, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Most times SEC schools strike fear into their opponents. There's certain schools that I'm pretty much, they don't care about that whole situation of, oh, I'm playing an SEC team. They don't care about that scenario. Those few teams, I believe, are a team like Ohio State, Clemson. They don't care about facing the SEC school. And we'll see about Michigan. We will see. I don't know about Michigan. I just know Michigan's one of those programs. They're one of those traditional programs that's like, oh, when you mention the Ohio States of the world, you got to mention Michigan. You got to mention, those names that's been around for years, right? And so now we look at it, and we look at Georgia. And I just honestly, I don't even know what to make of Georgia. And Georgia, understand that I live in the state of Georgia. I live in the ATL. And I know and I got family members that are crazy about them dogs. I'm just wondering, when will Georgia ever get over the hump? But Michigan, don't laugh too much. Don't laugh too much. I did my own research. I'm back with my stickies. All right. And just doing some. So let's just look at it. All right. And for those in the comments, I want you people, if you're a huge Michigan fan, leave me some comments. Leave me some thoughts if I missed a spot or you don't agree, or if you do agree. Georgia, same situation, because just because you see the purple and gold on doesn't mean like I'm always like, oh, what's going on with Georgia? I try to follow Georgia, but sometimes for those who don't live in Georgia, Georgia is becoming one of those places. And if it wasn't for the Braves not too long ago and Atlanta United, Georgia was going through a situation where they would get to the mountaintop and then fall off the mountaintop. They wouldn't stick their flag in the top of the mountain and claim it as theirs. They get to the top and someone else would just push them off and take what's theirs. It's very weird. Like, Georgia has a lot of talent in a lot of different sports. And for whatever reason, it just couldn't claim it up until the Braves this past season. But now here we are. Georgia, University of Georgia, back at it again for a berth at the national championship spot to play for it. But they got to go through Michigan. And, I just don't know. Do they have it in them? I think what Georgia cannot do is Georgia cannot look ahead and think that Michigan is going to be a done deal. And I think they know that, especially when Michigan has Heisman finalist Aiden Hutchinson on the other side playing defense. I don't think that Georgia is going to take them lightly. And I don't think Michigan's cares too much about them either. But let's just look at this scenario. All right. Doing my research, Michigan on defense in total defense is ranked number 12. This is NCAA stats for all you statisticians out there. Michigan is ranked number 12. Looking at my stickies that give me notes, Georgia is ranked number 2 in total defense. So, I was expecting that. They are touted as two of the best defensive teams in the nation. Looking at it, when we look at third down conversions, Michigan is ranked number 12, whereas in Georgia's ranked 18. Here's where things get interesting for me. Georgia's number 1 in red zone defense. Now, I said it's interesting because why? Roughly tied for third this year is Hassan Haskins, rushing TDs 20. He's at 20 rushing TDs on the year. How is Hassan Haskins, how is he going to deal with that Georgia defense? What are they going to do to get creative to get Haskins in the end zone? Because, again, Georgia's ranked. You may march down the field on Georgia, but when it comes to red zone defense, number 1. And that's going to tell you something. And so here I'm looking at, okay, I've been reading a lot of reports about Brock Bowers, right? Because I look at the wide receivers. Matter of fact, I'm just going to pull up my little stats. I I was, just curious about a couple different things. Did I get rid of it? And Georgia wide receivers, right? I typed in Georgia wide receivers 2021 stats. Leading the pack is McConkey. He's played 13 games this season and he has 430 receiving yards now, and he's their top wide receiver receiving yards. Now let's look at Brock Bowers, the tight end for UGA. 791. The closest person to receiving yards close to Bowers is at 430. What does that tell you about the Georgia offense? To me, that says, well, and I'm gonna be fair. To be fair, you got Burton as well, who has 412 receiving yards. So a lot of the plays are going to Brock. And what happens if Michigan starts to bottle up Bowers? What do you do? What do you do if Michigan, when it comes time for the game to be played, and Michigan comes up with a pretty solid to decent game for Bowers? Now, do I expect it's gonna go one of two ways? I don't think it's gonna go in between. I think either they're gonna shut Bowers down, they're gonna put a lot of defense, they're gonna put a lot of attention on Bowers everywhere he moves. They're gonna have something for that, but they're going to force they're going to force Georgia wide receivers to beat them. I don't know. You tell me. I just think Michigan might have a better shot at beating Georgia if they make their wide receivers beat them versus covering everybody else and letting Bowers do what he does. Again, 791 receiving yards this season. That means he's a go-to guy. And obviously you got to pay attention to it. So, this whole matchup right now, if you ask me who's going to win, honestly, the SEC side of me says, I want to be like, yo, UGA, man, Georgia's got this, but I know it's going to be a low scoring game. The elephant in the room is a lot of Georgia fans, and I definitely want your thoughts on this situation. When it comes to the press conferences and stuff like that, you had Todd Monken. He was talking about the quarterback position, because a lot of people are like, if you got a 5-star quarterback, why is he on the bench? And we're talking about JT Daniels. There's a lot of talent on Georgia, and some people are saying, a lot of people are saying JT Daniels is more talented than Stetson Bennett. But when we look at the game, I think Bennett doesn't need to have an extraordinary game. I think Bennett just needs to be a game manager. And trust me, you got a lot of Alabama championships where they didn't have an amazing quarterback. They just had game managers and they let the team take care of itself, right? And so therefore, I think that's all Stetson needs to do this game. If I feel like in a dynamic, for a team like Alabama, where you're going to have to put up points because you have someone slinging a ball around like Bryce Young, you have to do a little bit more. A little bit more is asked. And in that case, I think I would want to go JT Daniels, because he finds wide receivers better. And Stetson is known to have that problem. He's known to have a problem of finding the open players when necessary and making critical mistakes in critical moments that cost momentum switches or cost the game to be simply just go the other way. I think in this game with Michigan, because I feel like when you play another super solid defensive team, turnovers. I think the game is going to be a low-scoring game, and I think possibly, unless turnovers play a part in it, and that's going to be on the defensive side again. So I think, and I'm not a coach, and again, I want to hear your thoughts, but I think that Stetson, you just need a game manager. You just need someone who's going to get you first downs, who's going to throw the ball away, not do too much. You don't need to go out there and prove anything. You just need to steady the ship and let the talent that's on your team do what it does. Look at what Michigan gives you and react. On the other hand, though, I do think that, let me back this up. Michigan. I'm not saying you're going to lose, because honestly, if you asked me in the beginning, I thought Georgia was going to win. I thought they had a slight advantage. But the further and further I started to look into things, I now feel like, don't get mad at me, Georgia, but I feel like this might be Michigan's to win. I think that there's a certain amount of confidence, a certain amount of swagger with this Jim Harbaugh team. And Jim Harbaugh, interestingly enough, has been coach of Michigan since 2015. He's done a pretty solid job. Looking at Jim Harbaugh, he's now overall, what is this? I think he's overall 60. He's 119 wins and 50 losses as a Michigan Wolverine head coach. I think that's what I'm looking at. Yes, 119 wins, 50 losses. He's winning. But here's where it gets kind of at. All right. The only win in his bowl history with the Michigan Wolverines has been his inaugural year, his first year as head coach. He won the Citrus Bowl, where they dominated the Florida Gators, who were ranked number 19 at the time. Since then, they've lost the Orange Bowl, Outback Bowl, Peach Bowl, Citrus Bowl, and any other fruit that you can find in your kitchen. They lost those bowls. But here we are. It's 2021, and they're in the Orange Bowl, or for you country folk, they're in the Orange Bowl again in Miami, Florida, against UGA. And I think Michigan is due for a win. Again, let's look back at, again, this postseason. Win, loss. I mean, I think this team is again, they're due for a win. I think, I don't want to say, like, I don't want to act like you're owed something, but I do feel like Michigan has put in that time. And I think this is the maturation of Jim Harbaugh's team, and they have an identity. They're going to play with it, and they're ready to go. This is it. All right. They beat Ohio State, Iowa. They handle business. They deal what they needed to do to get to this point. And I just think they don't have any pink elephants in the room. They're not worried about quarterback. They're not worried about running back, which they have two dynamic running backs. I think what's going to end up happening is, even though Georgia has a very dominant defense, you know how you beat very dominant defenses? You keep them on the field longer than what they need to be. And that's what's going to be the problem. I think if Georgia doesn't dominate the time of possession and Michigan gets it, it's a wrap. Because I don't think, outside of Bowers, I don't think Georgia has enough firepower to keep Michigan on the field long enough. I think Michigan's defense is dangerous enough and Stetson is not as capable. Yes, he's a little mobile in the pocket. He's not, and it blows my mind listening to all these people talk about, well, Stetson and JT Daniels. The biggest thing is, like, Stetson is a mobile quarterback. He better be. He better be. I mean, he's not Michael Vick out there. Let's be real. He's not Lamar Jackson. Yeah, he could shimmy shake a little bit, but come on. Is he Russell Wilson out here? No. You better worry about what's going on up here at the top. His mindset. Because I guarantee you, Jim Harbaugh's, they're going to come at him often, hard and often. And he better be able to make decisions quick. And if one of his problems is finding the open receiver, yeah, that's a concern. When you have another outstanding defense licking their chops on the other side, and they know they're one game away from a national championship. So again, I would love to say a X factor would be George Pickens for UGA, but there's not enough information on him this year. I mean, he's come back from injuries, and yeah, he made a phenomenal catch against Alabama, but come on, like, you're going to need more than one phenomenal catch. Odell Beckham. That's what it sounds like. You can't live your life on one catch. And I'm sure he's an explosive player, but again, how much of him is ready to go? And I saw he was listed as probable for the game, which he'll probably suit up. But again, who's going to get him the ball? And can he beat, if everyone's paying attention to Bowers, can he beat his one-on-one man-to-man coverage to get down the field? And can Stetson Bennett find him? If Georgia, I'm going to ask you this question. If Georgia loses, what happens to the program? What happens to Kirby Smart? All my UGA fans, all my Georgia Bulldog fans out there, how do you feel about the program thus far, and then what do you think should happen, or how do you feel? What's your thoughts on if Georgia loses this game? I hate to say it, I hate to put that out there, but this is not a surefire win. Cincinnati, no disrespect, I just blow my mind, Cincinnati. I just think that Alabama's they're not looking ahead. Saban's gonna have them ready, but I could look ahead because I'm not suited up. So I already got Bama in the national championship, but now I got Big Blue. I got Go Blue in there. I got Michigan playing Alabama for a national championship. Wouldn't that be some old Titans going at it, man? That'd be crazy. UGA though, this is not a dish shot. This is not me saying, I would love to see you guys go against Alabama. I would be nervous for that as well, because I think Alabama got your number. I think Alabama's going to be like, oh, these guys again. Could you get it done? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I think it's going to be, what do I think the score is going to be? I don't know. It might be something like 17-7 Michigan. 17-7. That sounds good. I don't think, does that really count as low scoring? I don't think it's going to be like 10-7. I think it'll be like something like 14-7, 17-7 Michigan. But what are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win this? I mean, there's so many different, I wrote so many notes down. I don't even think it matters. I just don't. Georgia's too shaky for me right now. I know they're going to want to play hard so they can have another shot at Alabama again, but will that be enough? Do you believe in Stetson Bennett over JT Daniels? Do you believe Kirby Smart's going to have those guys ready to go against Jim Harbaugh, Aiden Hutchinson, and Hassan Haskins, and all those guys? They're ready. They don't have any doubts in their minds, and hopefully those guys, for UGA, they don't have any doubts in their minds either, because it's go time come December 31st. Miami, it's going down, man. Orange Bowl. We'll see. Please, like I said, man, that's gonna do it for this episode of Commentary. I talked enough. I want to hear from you guys. You guys, again, this is just conversation for me, and I have so much fun doing this. But I want to hear from you, and I love that you guys hop in those comments. So definitely drop me a comment in this video. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and please hit the notification button, because I try to drop as much content as humanly possible. Sometimes I get tired. I work 2 jobs. This is not my real job. This is my love job. This is my passion. This is my baby. I just hit that light right there. But anyway, I love you guys, man. I hope you guys are having a happy and safe holiday season, man. So much content on the way. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, peace.